thank you, Prabhu. So there is already water. Today's 17th verse, right? Which is the verse number? Third chapter? 18. 18. You are more fit than us, bro. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yeah. We are all fit. We have the bhajan in front of you. Haribol. So it's a beautiful song. Most of you like it here. So last week you had asked. So I said, okay, let us do some bhajan in the beginning. So this is a song written by Narottama Dasa Thakur. Narottama Das Thakur is a very, very pure devotee in West. He took birth in, now it is Bangladesh, right? And God, when Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself went and told that my pure devotee is going to appear in this place. My pure devotee is going to appear in this place. He was predicted. So some acharyas are predicted in advance. But God himself predicts that he is going to come. He is my pure devotee. So when he came, by then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already left. But he wrote a lot of bhajans, Narottam Das Thakur. And his bhajans are very sweet. Now this bhajan is about Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. It says how the spiritual world looks like. All of us know how material world looks like. Right? We know how Myhome avatar looks like. But if we say how does spiritual world look like, no scientists have any information on this. They can only go to some galaxies, Milky Way, and stop there. But great acharyas, they have been given a vision to see in the spiritual world. God shows them, this is my house. So here it is shown. I'll just read the bhajan in the beginning. Vrindavana Ramyasthana, Divya Chintamani Dhama, Ratana Mandira Manohara. Meaning what? Vrindavan is a place filled. I'm talking about Goloka Vrindavan, not the Vrindavan in Uttar Pradesh. But of course, this Vrindavan is also like that Vrindavan only, but we don't have the vision to see it like that. So in that Vrindavan, all the palaces are made of jewels. Everything is made of jewels in the spiritual world. Ratna Mandira Manohara. Beautiful temples, decorated temples. Abruta Kalindi Nire, Raja Hamsa Kelikare, Tahe Shobhe, Kanaka Kamala. In that place, there is Kalindi River. Kalindi River is none other than Yamuna. What we see as Yamuna here is also called as Kalindi. Right? So, and there is a beautiful lotus flower in that river, which is floating. And it has 8 petals. Right? There's a beautiful lotus flower. Kanaka Kamala. Kamala means lotus. Tara Madhya Hema Pita. Ashta Dale Besitita. So that is in Madhya. Madhya meaning middle. It's the middle of Yamuna river, and there are Ashta. Ashta means eight petals. Ashtadale Ashtadale Pradhana Nayika. So in between all those eight petals, in between Pradhana Nayika is sitting, meaning the primeval gopi is sitting. On all the eight petals, assistant gopis are sitting. In between, the primeval gopi is sitting. Who is the primeval gopi? Srimati Radha. And the eight gopis around her. Do we know the names of the eight gopis? Anybody? Can you guess? Vishaka, Lalita, Rangadevi, and Tungavidya, huh? Champakalata, Indulekha. Yes. Actually, if you go to Barsana now, even in today's day and time, you can find their family lineage even now. 5,000 years ago, those gopis used to be there. Even now, their family lineage can be traced. Barsana is a place where Radharani grew up, right? So, uh, every family, succession. Then there are Manjaris. Manjaris are the ones who assist the gopis. So here in this lotus flower, Narottam Das Thakur is seeing that all the eight gopis are sitting, primeval gopis, and Radharani sitting in between, right? Then he says, Tara Madhye Ratna Shane, Vashi Ache Dui Jane. Two people are sitting. Dui Jane, the Bengali, right? So Dui, in Bengali said not Do, this is Dui. So Dui Jane, two members are sitting. Who are they? Shama Sange Sundari Radhika. So Shama is who? Krishna, right? And Sundari Radhika, meaning beautiful Radharani sitting beside him. Sweet couple. I mean, they are so sweet. As soon as we see them, we simply lose our consciousness. We want to serve them. So beautiful they are. How much old does Radharani eternally look? Does anyone know? How old does Radharani look like? Eternally. I mean, like always she is in that age only. She looks like a 13-year-old girl. 13, 14-year-old. How old are you? 11. Maybe after 2 years you look like Radharani. Right? So 13 years, very innocent, very chubby, and very beautiful girl. And then how old does Lord Krishna look eternally? Acharya say around 16-year-old boy. He always looks 16-year-old boy. Like even when he was 125 years, when he was in battlefield of Kurukshetra, he still looked like a 16-year-old boy. And his son also looked like a 16-year-old boy. His grandson also looked like a 16-year-old boy. That's why they say Yadavas are always very smart. They are very, that's Nava Yavanamcha. Brahmadev says he's always looking like a Yavana, like 16-year-old boy. Like that. So this both boy and girl are sitting in the lotus flower. So what is God doing in the, what does God do in the spiritual world? What does he do? He sits with his consort in the lotus flower. And what else does he do? Does he plan our karma? Does he plan our lives? Does he plan good and bad in our lives? Let us see what he does. O Rupa Labanya Rasi, Amiya Pariche Kasi, Hasya Parihasa Sambhasane. So what does Krishna and Radharani do? They don't plan our future. They are doing jokes. Hasya Parihasa. दोनों बैठ के मियाँ बीवी जोक कर रहे हैं बस भगवान मजाक करते रहते हैं भगवान कभी सीरियस बात नहीं करते तो that is what is happening in the spiritual world and Narottama Dasa koe nitya lila sukha moe sadai spruhuk moramane. So he's saying that I am Narottam Das and this vision that you have given me Krishna should always remain in my heart. I don't want to lose this vision that you have given me. And behind every Vaishnava bhajan, you see the Vaishnava's name coming there, right? So in some cases, after the whole bhajan, say it will come as Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ashraya, like that. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written that bhajan. So here it is Narottama Dasa. He is writing his own name in the last. So why does an Acharya write his own name at the last? Right? Every bhajan, they write their name at the last, saying that I surrender to that Supreme Lord. My name is Narottam Das. My name is Annamaya. My name is, like great saints. They write their name at the last. It's not like they're signing, it's not like they want them to be recognized. Actually, all these bhajans are known to the people after they leave their bodies. Meaning, just imagine you are in love with Krishna and you keep writing poems for Krishna. and one fine day you leave your body, you become older, whichever way you leave your body, and then your grandsons will go and open the cupboards and then see these bhajans. Then it is revealed to the world. Just like when you are in love with somebody, you write a love letter, you don't publish the love letter on notice board, right? You keep it with you. When you receive a love letter, you keep it with you. In the same way, these acharyas, these are all love letters of acharyas to God, that they're expressing their love. And it is not for public, but public will get to know after they have left. After they have left, general public will get to know about it, right? So now we'll sing this beautiful love letter written by Narottam Das Thakur for Radha and Krishna. So it's a very soothing, slow bhajan. Don't sing with me. After I sing, repeat after me and try to repeat in that tone. Okay, sing it out. Today is the day to sing out. Nice breeze is coming. So nicely we can sing. So the breeze will take it to all the 10 blocks. Huh? Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chinta Mani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohar. Everybody. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chinta Mani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohar. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Ratana Mandira Manohara. Avrta Kalindi Nire Raja Hamsa Keli Kare Kahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. Kalindi Nire Raja Hamsa Keli Kare Kahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. Kalindi Nire Raja Hamsa Keli Kare Kahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. Kalindi Nire Raja Hamsa Keli Kare Kahe Shobhe Kanaka Kamala. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. सभी गाइए. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. तारा मध्य हेमा पीता अष्टा डाले बेसी पीता अष्टा डाले प्रधाना नायिका. अष्टा डाले बेसी पीता अष्टा डाले प्रधाना नायिका. तारा मध्य हेमा पीता अष्टा डाले बेसी पीता अष्टा डाले प्रधाना नायिका. मध्ये रत्नाशाणे बाशियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका मध्ये रत्नाशाणे बाशियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका वनरम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा पाला बन्या रासी आम्ही आपरिचे कासी हास्या परी हासा संभाषणे पाला बन्या रासी आम्ही आपरिचे फासी हास्या परी हासा संभाषणे तमा दसा कोय नित्या लीला सुखामोय सदै स्पृह मोरा दसा कोय नित्या लीला सुखामोय सदै स्पृह मोरा वनरम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम कालिंदी नीरे राजा हंसा केली कारे काहे शोभे कनक कमाला वनरम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Vrindavana Ramya Sthana, Divya Chintamani Dhama, Ratana Mandira Manohara. Divya Chintamani Dhama, Ratana Vrindavana Ramya Sthana, Divya Chintamani Dhama, Ratana Mandira Manohara. Narottama Dasa Koi, Nitya Leela Sukha Moy, Sadai Spruhu Moramane. Dasa Koi, Nitya Leela Sukha Moy, Sadai Spruhu Moramane. Everybody together. Vrindavana Ramya Sthana, Divya Chintamani Dhama, Ratana Mandira Manohara. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ramesh Prabhu, Dandot from Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Prasad Prabhu, Hare Krishna. You are ready? Did you all like the song? Yeah? We are so used to singing song in our college days, right? When you're going on a bike. How many sang songs on a bike? Anybody here? Come on. We all sang songs on a bike, right? But now we are not singing. No, all the time office calls, all nonsense, even while we are driving, right? So we have lost the habit of singing. Singing is such a nice habit, right? How many of you sing in the house even now? Huh? Yes, very nice, You can sing nice movie songs. I'm a big fan of Rafi, Mohammad Rafi and Kishore Kumar. पूरा इतना इतना कैसेट्स रहता था घर पे, टी सीरीज कैसेट्स. But we have lost somehow in the rush of the world. We are forgetting the sweet moments, sweetness in our life. Earlier, when I used to be a student, I used to think, when I earn money, I'll have 50,000 rupees per month and I'll buy so many cassettes. Right? Now I have more than 50,000 rupees in a month. But I don't buy any CDs or cassettes, neither do I have time to sing. So at least satsang is a time we should sing for God. And when we sing for God, that is the highest sweetness. Beautifully, the names of God. How many of you participated in that recent Brahmotsav? Of course, Prabhuji was there. You were there? How we were singing there? We forgot the whole world. Right? Then I called my very dear friend. He was visiting India. Said, Maharaj, you come. We will dance today. He was like, yes, we will dance. Have you seen the way he dances? He will dance like that for hours, Prabhuji. I've seen him dancing like that for like 4 hours continuous. We will hold our legs and we'll sit down. Bhaiya, mere se nahi hoga abhi. But he will dance like that. Like he's from Austria. From Austria. But amazing. Earlier his name was Haridev Prabhu. Now he took sannyas. His name is Bhakti Sundar Sadhu Maharaj. And once in a while he visits Hyderabad only to meet me and few others. Like whenever he goes to Vrindavan, Mathura, Jagannath Puri, he comes to South India, spend some time. He likes cows. So he comes and stays in VSK couple of days. Then he goes. So he was so happy. He saw so many people. And the amazing part is how everyone danced. Right? Yes, everybody. They dance so nicely. Like full ecstatic. Full ecstatic they danced. Right? Actually, Sri Vaishnavas also dance. But apparently, the thing is not part of the regular curriculum. Otherwise, all Vaishnava. In fact, Ramanujacharya, the Acharya in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, the main Sansthapak Acharya, he told that you should sing Harinam in such a way that your knees should touch your forehead. Can anyone do that? You can do that? Very well. While you're dancing, your knees should touch your forehead. Like that you should dance when you're singing Harinam. You all were doing the swinging of God also, right? So he also, actually all Sampradayas talk about it. It's very simple for Kali Yuga, right? Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau, Nastheva, Gatranyata. In this age of Kali Yuga, the only process that will work is chanting the names of God, Lord Hari, chanting the names of Lord Hari, chanting the names of Lord Hari. Everything else will not work, even though it is good. We do yajnas, we do so many, mantra, tantra, mudra, and all that we do, but ultimately what works now is Harinam. Right? Say, go Vinda. So much you are doing, and singing that day. Even Rameshwara was like, start, what were these people? While going, he also thanked and he left. He also liked it. Everybody likes it, whether it's a small child or old person, rich or poor. Everybody likes to sing. How they sing in Jagannath Puri? They forget the whole world. Jagannath, they sing, right? In Tirupati also, as soon as Lord Balaji comes out, Srinivasa Govinda. You know that pastime, right? Srinivasa Govinda. His name is Srinivasa. And somebody was calling him to take the cow. Govinda. Come and take it. It's your cow. So, yeah. So Harinam is ultimate. So we will. Today Arvind Prabhu and family are not coming. They thought they'll come here and then go, but just the message me saying, Prabhu, we have some other commitment. So we'll sing the Mangala Charan prayers. We call it Mangala Charan prayers. Before starting Bhagavad Gita, in your house also, please sing these prayers. They are in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. If you see the introduction, go to page number 1. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Welcome. I was waiting for Prabhuji because we just finished that song. He loves that song, Vrindavan Ramya's son. Hare Krishna Mataji. Animesh wo किधर है? अच्छा, ओ, अच्छा. आपका हेल्थ कैसा है? So does anyone have extra Bhagavad Gita? No, you don't have? Okay, I thought we can give to Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji, you can go to vedabase.com. Vedabase.com. That's the easiest way. Same thing, you'll find it in soft copy. Vedabase.com. If you've gone there, you can click on Bhagavad Gita. And then chapter wise, you can click it and go to chapter number 3. Chapter number 3. And You have one more copy, okay? Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Mangala Charan prayers are the prayers we sing before singing the Bhagavad Gita. In the introduction page, it will be there. In introduction page. I'm sure most of you already know this, so we can try to sing it together. Om Ajnantimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kum karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripahatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Pavitro va Sarvavastham Gatopi va Yat Smaret Pundarikaksha Sabhyabhyantaram Suche Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Tribol. How are you, Prabhuji? Where is Ramya Mataji? Oh, Hare Krishna. Because there is so much light from that side, I'm not able to see all of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. One other important morning, Sunday morning, because we all are spending hearing and learning Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, what is there on Sunday morning? I used to dream when I was in college that on Sunday mornings I'll get up at 11 o'clock. But Krishna ruined all my plans. He entered my life and now he makes me get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. But life is so good, because 4:30, 5 o'clock you get up, you chant your rounds, you do arti in the house, and then you get to meet such wonderful families. What else do you want in life? Kya Himachal bro? Simple, right? We get to meet such sweet families. There's nothing more important than positive, happy families in life, isn't it? Otherwise, outside, all families are crying. We also can cry if you want, but we have chosen not to, right? We will always stay happy, positive, and we will connect with God with every week, every single week. Hmm? So we will go to this shloka. 1 minute. Yeah, 3.17. Last week we finished 3.17. So I'll just read the translation of this so that there is a continuation. Lord Krishna is talking about duty in Karma Yoga. 3.17 is talking about the duty. So before this, he spoke about the duty of the Devatas. Right? He spoke about the duty of the Devatas. And then he concluded saying that, translation I'm reading, translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So he says, repeat after me. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Right? So we discussed about it last week. I think elaborately we discussed. In essence, what I explained to you, what Lord Krishna is telling here is, for the one who has dedicated his life for self-realization, meaning who am I, who is God, what is my relationship with God. Once he understands that, then if he starts serving Krishna, there is no duty for him. There is no duty for him. Meaning, what do you mean there is no duty? He doesn't have to take care of his family? He doesn't have to do a job? No, he has to do that for body. But there is no rin, there is no debt. Meaning, my ancestors have done something, you have to pay back. Or at the time of death, you still owe ICICI Bank. You don't have to come back. Right? It's over with that only. Like somebody's money you've taken or something you've done. Nothing of this counts. Or the Devatas, like Varuna Devata, Indra, Chandra, all these them, they're doing so much for us. Surya, they're giving so much, for us. We all are supposed to thank them by performing different yajnas. But a Krishna conscious person doesn't have to perform any such yajnas. Why? Because all these devatas are also serving Krishna, and we are directly serving Krishna. The purpose of all those devatas is finished. That Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, and Ganeshji, all of them, Mother Durga. What is their duty? To make us Krishna conscious. Bhagavad Gita is saying that. To make us Krishna conscious. The moment we become Krishna conscious, all the devatas are like, okay, one target achieved. Right? Among thousands of people, one person has finally done the right thing. He has become Krishna conscious. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvaiti samahatma sudurlabha. Krishna is saying, after taking many births, bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate, after having so much knowledge, finally understanding my knowledge, mam prapadyate, coming to me. Vasudeva sarvaiti, the one who finally concludes that Vasudeva is the ultimate. Samahatma sudurlabha. Such a person, such a Mahatma is rare. So don't you ever be in a feeling that you're all coming to satsang in this life for the first time. You're not. This is a continuing journey. Maybe I was dropping my wife to satsang and going off last life. Right? That is all I did. But I came to satsang till outside. This life, Krishna pulled me inside. So it's like step on step. This life, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita. I don't know whether I'll be able to realize Bhagavad Gita in my life. But next life, where will I start from? Realizing Bhagavad Gita. Next life, somebody will come and tell that maybe I'll be in somewhere in Uttar Pradesh, and near my house, the Bhagavad Gita satsang will start. Somebody will come and tell, sir, are you interested to come to Bhagavad Gita? I'm interested. Immediately I'm interested. Why? Because last life itself, I developed interest. Right? And again, I'll start going to there. Now we are finished in 3.17. Until 3.17, I'll not have any questions. Whatever Prabhuji says, Prabhuji, you told perfectly. Prabhuji, you told perfectly. Why? Because last life itself, I'm convinced. Until here. 3.17, I died. Now I'm 3.18 when it starts, then I will start contemplating. Oh, really, Prabhuji? Can I ask you a question? Can I, what is this? What is that? Then this consciousness rises, finally it reaches 18th chapter, and we are all clear on what is Bhagavad Gita's message, what is the purpose of life, how to lead a life, how to live a life, right? Doing everything like Arjuna did. He was doing a war, he was a family man, still he performed bhakti. So then we are ready to go back to Krishna. So it's a life on life progress, right? But for a person who ultimately achieves Krishna consciousness, there is no duty. There is no duty. Otherwise, we have to keep taking birth again and again and again and again and again. In one life, you're Kumara Mangalam Birla. In one life, you're Pullaya. Some Pullaya, one person who's selling banana outside the Myhome avatar. There is no difference. In one life, you're Birla. One life, you're Pullaya. In one life, you are, Donald Trump. One life, you are somebody, in some corner of Somalia. One life, you are a human. One life, you are an animal. Depending on what kind of karmas we do. Right? Detraster, he complained to Krishna that Krishna, I did not even have eyes. I could not even see my own sons. How can you give such a punishment to me that I am mourning on the death of my 100 sons? What did I do? I don't remember what I did in this life. And Krishna explained that, hey Dhritarashtra, what you are suffering in this life is something that you had done 50 lives ago. What did you do? You put a fiery net on a tree and you burned and killed 50 birds. As a king, that time you were a king, right? Sorry, 100 birds. You killed 100 birds. And all of those birds first lost their eyes. They became blind. And they were brutally, killed after some time. They died, right? So then you are paying the debt now. Then Dhritarashtra says, hey Krishna, but that is, you could have made me suffer then only. You could have made me suffer then only. Why have to wait for 50 lives? Then Krishna explains that you have to become a king again, right? In order to become a king again, you need a lot of pious karma. Where will you get that karma balance from? It doesn't come, you have to earn it. And you also need 100 sons. That bird's 100 children you killed, you also need 100 sons. To get a son, you have to do so many pious activities. So 50 lives you did pious activities to become a king and have 100 children. Now you are paying the debt off. Right? Then Dhritarashtra is like, but that is so much suffering. Then he said, would you want to suffer each life? by your sons dying, or you want to take all the suffering in one life? You decide. So whatever we are getting in this life, Prabhupada and Matajis, is accumulation accumulation of what we had done in the past, in a way that it is manageable for us. Right? Krishna never wants us to fail. Krishna will put a test, but he wants us to pass. Our question paper will never make us fail. Right? It will always pass us. How will it pass us? It will make us realize that we should not repeat such acts in next life, and will make progression every single life. Right? But this is only applicable for people who are on the path of Krishna consciousness. But for the people who are not in the path of Krishna consciousness, for them they keep accumulating more and more prarabdha karma. They just start accumulating more and more. Every life they'll keep accumulating more. Right? So we discussed this on length in our topic of karma in SSR when we did it on length. Right? We discussed on how karma is formulated, how it is distributed, who is calculating, how we are supposed to get what we are getting, why we should not complain or why we should complain. Right? What is God's role in karma? Actually, God has no role in karma. He has no role. So here, Krishna doesn't remove us from debts. When we surrender to Krishna, all debts are automatically gone. The purpose of the school is what? The purpose of the school is to provide education to the child and send him to a job. Right? Let us say send him to a job or business. So if the child starts his business in between the school, will the teachers be happy or no? Okay, done. Anyway, we were supposed to train him to become a businessman. In between itself, third year itself, he became ready. I think he is good enough. I don't think fourth year lessons are needed. He is done. Our job is done. Right? Same way when Devatas, they're not worried how soon we become Krishna. Actually, they're relieved that one fellow has become Krishna conscious, so my job is over. Right? Now, Krishna is going to go further. So first he talked about Devatas and their duties. Then he talked about a person who surrenders to Krishna. Now we'll go to verse number 3.18. 3.18. Okay, I will continue from here today. Naivatasya kritenartho nakrite neha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschit artha vyapashraya. Sorry. So repeat after me. A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. Right? So here Lord Krishna is going one more step, saying the self-realized person, he has no purpose to fulfill his discharge duty. What does it mean? Meaning nobody can tell you have to perform this duty. Because anyway he's already relieved of his duties. He's become Krishna conscious. And he won't even tell that I will not perform duty. Because he's not affected with the duty. Right? Let me give an example. A grahastha, like all of us are grahasthas, married people here. So should I do my business? You should do your business. You should do your employment because you have to support your body. You have to take care of the people who are dependent on you. Right? Do you have any complaints on that? No, I don't have any complaint on that. I have taken that responsibility. I'll do it. And if you don't do it, then because you're Krishna conscious, Krishna will take care. That is also right consciousness. That is also right consciousness. This is also right consciousness. But that is only applicable for a fully surrendered Krishna conscious devotee. Not for people in between, not for people who start their spiritual life. A lot of times it happens that, in my little stint of being a Bhagavad Gita teacher, many times after few months, some people come to me and say, Prabhuji, I think mere ko bahut ho gaya. I'll resign now. And his wife will come and say, Prabhuji, isko kya karo, kuch karo isko, I never thought this fellow will resign after coming to satsang. His fellow, Prabhuji, I have understood purpose of life, Prabhuji. I don't want to waste time now. I'll go. Where will you go? Where will you go? I'll go to Kashi, Prabhuji. I'll go to, Rameshwaram. I'll go to Ranganath Swami, Jagannath Puri. I'll go. Why? No, I have understood purpose of life. Right? But have you got rid of your kama, krodha, vasana, all that? No, that is all. It will go, Prabhuji, slowly it will not go. They are your 6 wives you will take with you. Right? Kama, krodha, lodha, mada, matsarya, illusion, all these things you will take with you. You are leaving one wife here, but taking 6 wives with you. Right? You will go there and again marry after some time, somebody. Because your anarthas are not gone. So selfless person doesn't have to leave his house and go anywhere. He can still perform his duty. Like Arjuna, he was performing his duty, doing the war, and he was also a great devotee. So devotion doesn't mean you have to leave everything. Devotion means you have to honor what you have been given. If you have been given a very irritating husband, what do you think of it? You know, or you have been given a very, very uncooperating wife. What do you think of it? You don't have to complain. You should just say that, okay, my karma has taken a form and it has come like that into my life. My own karma. And that person has come to relieve me of my karma. Thank you very much. Right? Everything that is happening is for our purification only. Never think that anybody in this world is suffering without a purpose. Nobody is innocent. Nobody is innocent. Sometimes, because we do satsang, sometimes some couples come and they discuss that, Prabhuji, my wife is very irritating. She's not allowing me to chant. She's not allowing this. She's not cooperating like that. I just listen because I don't want to act on it. Why? Because Krishna has already made that happen, right? So Krishna knows some anartha is there in him which has to be cleaned. So the cleaning machine has been sent to his house like his wife. Why should I interfere? Only time will answer. Only time will answer why such husband or such wife has come into somebody's life. God knows better, isn't it? Of course, does it mean that we should accept torture or humiliation? No. If it is going into a mode of humiliation or torture, then you should act. Then you should immediately take the needed help and you should fix your relationship. But every small little thing that happens in somebody's life is absolutely planned, destined, and it's for our good only. That is why in earlier days, our families, during a marriage, the whole families come together and they marry a couple, right? And they take the responsibility of making the couple understand how to lead a life in spite of having differences. Differences will be there. Which couple doesn't have differences? Every couple has differences. But family will take care of those differences. They will tell them, Engadra, Engadu, Archindi Ratri, Em Parle, Marchpo. Right? So father will tell his son, mother will tell her daughter, just forget about it, just take it easy. What is the definition of love? If you want to just meditate a few minutes, what is the definition of love? This modern world, the way love is defined is, she likes what I like, she cooks what I like, I buy what she likes, right? And we both dance, in a garden, Central Park, right? Is that love? That's what we have been portrayed as love, right? But there is a great Acharya, his name is Bilava Mangal Das Thakur. He gave a beautiful definition of love. I would want to share with all of you. He said, when there is nothing common between both of you, his definition of love is saying, when there is nothing common between both of you. Are you all hearing? When there is every reason for you to split apart. Every reason is there that you can split apart. Meaning you have proper options also. Second option also is there. Where there is every reason for you to split apart. Then there is nothing common between you. When there is every reason for you to split apart, and still you choose to stay with each other and serve, that is pure love. That is pure love. Meaning you are doing it as a selfless service. Love means selfless service. Right? Krishna put Pandavas in so many problems. Did they leave Krishna? They never left Krishna. Krishna put them, his mother, Pandava's mother was planned to be burnt alive. Krishna knew that. But did he stop the plan? He didn't stop the plan. Did Pandavas go and complain? Krishna, you are Sarva Antaryami. You could tell us. Before the gambling match, you could have told us that this whole thing is hoax. This whole thing is pre-planned. And Shakuni is going to play the dice and we are going to lose. You could have told her. And you could have changed the dice. You are omniscient, omnipresent. Can't you change the dice? Can't you change the number? They didn't complain. Draupadi was disrobed, their wife. In front of what? In front of great kings on the planet. In front of them, their wife was stripped. Like she was going to be put naked in front of everybody. Did they complain to Krishna? No. There was every reason for them to complain to Krishna and say, get lost, Krishna, we don't want you anymore. What is the use of you having in this life? So many things are there, right? You can complain to. If we have reasons to complain to God, how many reasons did Pandavas have? But still, when the option was given to Arjuna, whether he want Narayani Sena or Krishna, whom did he choose? He says, Krishna, I want you. Krishna, I want you. That is called pure love. Right? That is called pure love. Pure love of God doesn't mean that God does everything right for you. Everything good is happening in your life. So God is good. So then something wrong happens. So God is bad. No, that is not pure love at all. And a person who is beyond this, good and bad of this world, and whose connection with God is established, such person doesn't have any duty in this world. Such person can say, I'll go to Kashi. Not among us. Like at least me, I don't think I can go to Kashi. I'll come back. Or I'll do some nonsense there. I'll go and disturb Kashi. Right? I better sit here and take care of my wife and children and do whatever little service I'm doing. So first become detached with the good and bad of this world. Matra sparshistu konteya sita ushna sukha dukkada agama apayana nitya stamstiksha bharata. Samstitiksha bharata. You should be able to tolerate winter and summer, heat and cold, good and bad, happiness and distress. Then you talk about I am a self-realized person. Then you're above. Then you're above everything. Right? So here Lord Krishna is talking about such person. That he doesn't have any duty, and while performing the duty also he is not complaining. These days we complain, what is this? My boss is like that, my wife is like that, my husband is like that, my father is like that, my father-in-law is like that, my mother-in-law is like that. Why are you complaining? All of them have been planned to you and given to you by whom? By Krishna only, right? Krishna only gave them. So accept them as Krishna's prasad and tolerate it, because that tolerance will take you out of this world. That situation in your life is given by Krishna. You should never forget that. That situation in your life is given by Krishna. And Krishna has a bigger plan. Krishna always has a bigger plan. See, our plan we know little, but Krishna's plan we can't imagine. How old are we here? Average, I can say 50 or 45, right? 45 years. If you close your eyes and try to see what you have achieved in the last 45 years, it will go like a splash. Just it will go like a splash, right? At the time of death also, you'll feel like that only. In Krishna's plan, see, here is Goloka Vrindavan, here is, material world. Krishna has drawn a line like this. He has taken a pen and has drawn a line like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and finally, like this. There is a graph is going up and down, and finally. So Krishna has made us a plan that, for example, this Lilanandas will start at this place being a worm, then he'll become an animal, then a human, then a better human, then a devotee, then again he'll become a Rakshasa in between, then again he'll become something, again he'll get diverted, again he'll reach here, again. Finally, one devotee will come and hold his hand and take him back. Khatam. He has made a plan like this. He has drawn a line like this. Now, that is Krishna's plan. But I can't see Krishna's plan. Why? What is my plan going on here? If you take a magnifying glass and keep magnifying on a line, ultimately what do you see on the paper? Dots. It doesn't look like a line. When you go really magnifying inside, ultimately the ink also looks like dots. Several dots together form a bigger dot, and a bigger dot together forms a line. Our life right now is nothing but one of the dots. You understanding? Our life right now is nothing but one of the dots. So you're looking at the dot and you're saying, in this dot, I have a wife, I have children, I have a flat in Myhome avatar, I have this, I have that. Oh, Krishna, I have a boss, you're doing nonsense, you put me in this trouble. All that I'm crying in that dot. But what is Krishna's plan? How many dots together is forming and taking us there? He knows better. So Krishna knows better why our dot has what. Right? We just have to tolerate that. Accept that this dot is part of the bigger line. Krishna knows why I got what I got in this life. Some people, they get everything and they lose everything. They lose everything. I mean, acha socho, but this fellow is making some big apartment beside. This fellow is making another big apartment beside. Two bombs blast at the same time. All the buildings get a crack. What is the value of your flat? What is the value of your nothing? Suddenly 7,700 or what? I don't know what is the cost. Nobody will buy for 10 rupees also if you get a crack. Over. You stay in that flat or you go relocate somewhere and ask Rameshwara to build the whole thing again. Right? This is how uncertain life is. But if somebody is singing, this is why I'm happy, he's an illusion. Whatever that we have. Right? So, depending on Krishna and understanding that whatever we get, we are well off now, we might not be well off tomorrow. Both are planned by Krishna only. And a person who understands this and a person who completely depends on God does not have any duty in this world. The crux of this verse is that, right? That he's saying, who has duty in this world? People who want to enjoy this world has duty in this world. One person, my senior godbrother, he was walking in Barsana. Barsana is a village in Uttar Pradesh, near to Vrindavan. So young boy was sleeping in a cart like this. Young boy, right? And my godbrother, he is like around 35, 40 years. So he was walking and he saw a young boy like around 11:30 in the morning. He's sleeping in the cart like this in Barsana, outside the house. And he went to that boy and said, hey, तुम्हें ये एज में तुम्हें काम करना चाहिए. Everybody understand Hindi? सभी को हिंदी समझ में आता है? Anybody who doesn't understand Hindi? Okay. I'll try to explain to you. But in Hindi, you have to discuss this. This dialogue is in Hindi, in Uttar Pradesh Hindi, right? So, ये क्या कर रहा है तू? ये उम्र में तुझे काम करना चाहिए. ये उम्र में बाहर निकलो, काम करो. क्या सो रहे हो इसके ऊपर? खाट लगा के सोए हुए यहाँ पे. वो बच्चे ने उत्तर दिया. वो बच्चे ने एक आंसर बोला. बच्चा मतलब ब्रज में एक बच्चा भी इतना फिलॉसफी जानता है. Even a small child in Dham knows better philosophy. So he told one answer in one line. And this, my godbrother, who is a very senior devotee, just opened his eyes like this, did pranam and left. That was the answer he told. You know what he told? He told in very simple words. You repeat after me. जिसको काम है, उसको काम है. समझिए? जिसको काम है, उसको काम है. मुझे काम नहीं है, इसलिए काम नहीं है. सो रहा हूं. समझ गए? The one who has lust, the one who has desire to enjoy this world, has to work in Infosys and Microsoft and JP Morgan Chase and whatever. The one who wants to enjoy this world, he has to suffer. You have to earn and burn. You cannot burn without earning. But the one who is above this, he is done. Krishna, you are the enjoyer. Sarva Bhokta, you are the Sarva Bhokta. I am just leading a life to give you pleasure. He doesn't have to work. He'll sleep nicely, peacefully. Look at devotees. If you go and see devotees in Vrindavan, Braj, Jagannath Puri, they just do the little part. And whatever they get, their Krishna, your prasad is enough. They'll peacefully sleep. They're happy with whatever they get. They get more also, they're happy. They get less also, they're happy. But jisko kaam hai, usko kaam hai. Finish, right? Did you all understand? Understand this thing. So who has duty in this world? The person who wants to enjoy this world. Who does 13 Satyarayana Vratams in 12 months? Who does? people with devotion also do. But most of the people who do that are not people who want devotion. They want to somehow make things work. ఏమోనండి ఇంట్లో అంత ఎట్టట్లో అవుతున్నది వ్రతం చేయించేయండి घर में कुछ हो रहा है व्रत करा दो क्यों व्रत करा दो सब कुछ अच्छा होना है right everything should be fine business is going up and down व्रत करा दो appraisal time is coming व्रत करा दो बच्चा नहीं हो रहा है व्रत करा दो because you want to make things work karma kanda it's called karma kanda devotion I mean, Krishna I'll give you this you give me that Balaji 5% divorce 95% why isn't it I'll give 5% to you वाह वाह क्या charity कर रहा है भगवान के ऊपर somebody threw money on the sky so, and it came down and fell in his pocket he kept it back and he left huh? What you told you'll give 5 I gave it up it came down what did I do people want to cheat God also right but anyway so the point is who has duty in this world the people who want to enjoy this world have duties in this world the people who serve this whole world as this offering to Krishna. My family is yours, Krishna. My property is yours, Krishna. My business is yours, Krishna. You do whatever you want to do with it. I'll work hard. Arjuna did not sit quiet in the battlefield. He worked hard. We also work hard. But that work I'm giving as an offering to you. Right? If it works out, we make money. Acha. We don't make money. Acha. Look at Tukaram Maharaj. How many heard the story of Tukaram Maharaj? Many of us know, right? Lord Vittal, Tukaram Maharaj. In Telugu people also, we have Tukaram, Bhakta Tukaram. There is a movie. Nice movie, actually. They made a good job. What is Tukaram Maharaj? He will go out and, his wife will, early morning, she'll taunt him. Nanu pelli cheskuno, oka paisa sampayinchu. Do something, get some money. Go outside. And she gives him some things to go and sell. Some clothes to go and sell. He will nicely do Vittal Bhajan. He'll go there, he'll sit down there. The price of that is 50 rupees. One fellow will come 10 rupees. He'll tell, my wife told 50 rupees. He'll tell, Yemandi, 10 rupalaki andi, I'm feeling very cold. Can you give? Huh? Cold, Atisko. 10 rupees he'll sell. 50 rupees kamal, he'll sell in 10 rupees. Everything he finished. While coming home, wife is thinking, at least 10 rupees he'll bring. While coming home, on the way, one beggar will come. Give me some money. How much do you have? Whatever you want, take it. I gave it. And that beggar gave a sugar cane. Oh, the beggar has one sugar cane stick. She'll give that sugar cane. The beggar, okay, take this. Tukaram Maharaj brings sugar cane stick to the house. His wife says, ఏమైందండి నేను ఇన్ని బట్టలు ఇచ్చి పంపించాను అమ్మారు ఇగో షుగర్ కేన్ షీల్ టేక్ దట్ షుగర్ కేన్ అండ్ బీట్ దేవుడు పెడతాడా విట్టలు పెడతాడా ఫుడ్ పెడతాడా పెడతాడు ఎందుకు పెట్టాడు And 500 years back, Vaikunta plane came on India. Vaikunta plane came on India 500 years back, Prabhu. I'm not talking a story which is thousands of years ago, right? Vaikunta plane came and they told Tukaram, please come on the board. He asked his wife, do you want to come? She said, I'm too busy with homework, house-related work. So, okay, I'm going now. He went and sat. And then his wife is running and saying, Hare, you're going. And he's telling his wife, मैं जा रहा हूँ. हो गया, I'm going now. my Ranganath has come, he's taking me, I'm going now. Such an innocent, devotee. Completely dedicated to Krishna. When I'd sent a video, I've seen that video in Govardhan, the parikrama that person is doing. Prabhu, I've seen those people live, I've seen them. People are doing parikrama for 40 years. 50 years they are doing parikrama. One parikrama they are doing. Now, do you want to tell that they are the most inefficient, sentimental idiots doing the parikrama? They should do something in life. No. They have understood the purpose of life. They have understood the purpose of life. But we cannot copy them. We cannot. One day also you can't copy them. One day you sleep and put the 2000 stones there. And the next day morning you go there and again start 2000. You'll say, Amma, I'll go and do my software job. You can't do that because that is pure devotion. They have dedicated this life is for Krishna. That's it. I'm going to do one parikrama and leave my body. We cannot act like pure devotees. We should follow the footsteps of pure devotees. We should not copy pure devotees. Right? We should follow. What are the footsteps we should follow? How did they develop that love? We should also do those activities. And we should all retire one day. right? We should not retire when our 2 teeth is gone and tongue is like this and hand is like this. ఇప్పుడు రెడీ ప్రభుజీ, నేను కృష్ణుడికి మొత్తం సర్వీస్ చేస్తాను. ఏం సర్వీస్ చేస్తావు? నీ చెప్పులు నువ్వు పెట్టుకోలేవు, రైట్? We should not give our body to Krishna when the body is completely emaciated. It's horrible. No, we should all plan our life in such a way. 50, Prabhuji, 50 is too early. Okay, 52, 55, done, khatam. Chodo uske baad. Don't look back. How your son will take care of the business, how the house will run. That's all. Now I am going to dedicate my life for Krishna's service. Krishna's service means what? Krishna's service means what? Okay, bhajan and prachar, spread the word of Krishna and distribute the wealth that you accumulated to the next generations, right? Create the next generations. Go and give lectures in colleges. Use your influence to touch the lives of youngsters, right? Get into administrative roles in the society where you can actually bring positive change. Become a member of Myhome Avatar committee. What is it? Management committee. Why not? Become and do the positive things. Huh? Do the positive things. Make things happen. Right? Today society wants positive people in the right places. But unfortunately, we have negative people in the right places, because of which all community projects are being ruined. But we need right people. Right? So there is so much to do. Dedicating life for Krishna, serving Krishna doesn't mean I'll simply sit and do bhajan. That is one of the things. Bhajan is needed for purification. But once you get purified, you should utilize that purification to service. There's so much service to do. You can distribute Bhagavad Gitas. This year, we have already touched 7,000 mark. 7,000 Bhagavad Gitas are ready. In that, maybe 2,000 will go to some families that they themselves are taking it. 5,000 Bhagavad Gitas we're going to distribute in villages, right? And somehow create an environment where you can start preaching there, right? So we can do so much. Why is God has given all these things to us, right? So we are doing our part, and we'll continue to do that every year. Last year we achieved 5,500. This year we are targeting 25,000. Next year we'll target 50,000. Next year we'll target 1 lakh. 1 lakh. What is there to do, Prabhu? Just plan for Krishna and keep executing it. Krishna will help. Krishna will help. So there is so much service to do. Our Prime Minister now is doing a very good service. He's building Ram Janmabhoomi. He's building Ayodhya temple. In his tenure, Ayodhya temple is going to come. He has done one part, right? We can also do so much. We can also do so much in our respective areas. There are so many temples which are like almost barren right now. Nobody is taking care of those temples, right? So many temples around. Why don't we go and take the job of reviving those temples? Somebody called me the other day, I don't remember who. It's been some time. He is into the job of reviving temples, and he works in Infosys or somewhere, one of the companies. So he has a group, and he is bringing all friends together, and they're reviving temples in your area. Revive the temple. Revive the temple means what? Start preaching activities. Start somebody to start giving lectures. Call the local people. Enhance the festivals. Temple is not great only on Vaikuntha Ekadashi. Temple is great on all days, right? Start the katha, start the cultural movement. All those things we have to do. That is service for Krishna. So we have to plan our retirement, and we should serve Krishna for the rest of the life. And we should leave the body. That should be there. It's not like until 80 years old you are sitting there. Compound wall unaga, a plot kondama, a business teruddama, until 80 years old. These days nobody is retiring only, right? Nobody is retiring these days because nobody has faith in God. Nobody has properly led a proper life. 55. What is how do you call 51 in Hindi? 52? 53? Have you seen the common thing in all the three? One means what? Not number one. Forest. 50 aaya to niklo for. In our numbers only it is written. 50 ఏళ్ళు ఇచ్చినట్టు పోరా బాబుగా. Go to forest doesn't mean you have to go to Srisalam. In here also, you can lead a life detached. Okay? Yeah, now we'll go to the purport. Prabhuji Maharaj, okay, we have already read this, covered this. Yeah, let's go to the next verse. 3.19. Repeat after me. Tasmad ashakta satatam. Tasmad ashakta satatam. Karyam karma samachara. Karyam karma samachara. Ashakto hi acharan karma. Ashakto hi acharan karma. Param apnoti purusha. Param apnoti purusha. Repeat after me. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of the activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. So here Lord Krishna is concluding, saying that we should act. Even though now he's talking about whom? He's talking about a Krishna conscious person. He's not talking about ordinary people. He's talking about a person who has nothing to do with gain or loss of this world. He's telling such a person should also act, but without any attachment. Now I'll ask a simple question to you. How can you perform any activity properly without attachment? Can you perform? God is telling perform without attachment. But without attachment, can you perform properly? I mean, nicely. So is God speaking something impractical? He's saying act, but without attachment. So without knowing that you will get a promotion or not, would you want to perform better job in office? Or without knowing that I'll get a better margin, will you want to sign a new contract? But without having any attachment on the fruit, how will you act? Is it practical? I mean, I'm asking. Huh? Work. Fruits will come, but you expect to see some fruit, right? Then only will work. Fruits will come, you don't worry. Yes. You're very close. Prabhuji is very close to what I want to say. Yeah. See, understand, Prabhuji and Mataji. We will look at the fruit. We will look. Without looking at the fruit, you can't act. That is impractical. You will look at the fruit, but don't be attached to that fruit. There is a very thin line there. Right? You will look at the result, but you're not attached to the result. Right? Like I will want to become a manager, so I'll work hard. But if I don't become a manager, I'll not become distressed. Right? A karma yogi doesn't mean he doesn't care about the result. He cares about the result, but he's not attached to the result. There is a difference there. Very thin line. A lot of people get confused here. They say that, oh, just do your duty, forget about the rest. I don't know, why should I forget that? I want to have a target. I want to make sure that I reach the target. But if I don't reach the target, I don't get disappointed. Because I was never attached to the target, but I worked on a target. See, devotional work doesn't mean that we don't have a target. We should have target also. Somebody told me, we were having a discussion. He told me, Prabhuji, every year you come and announce a number and then you make all of us suffer. That these many Bhagavad Gita will do. Why are you putting a number? We'll just do, na. We'll just do. Just let us do our distribution. Why do you want to keep a number and create anxiety? Right? That we will distribute 10,000 Bhagavad Gita this year. You keep that number. Now all of us families have to, struggle to achieve that number. Why do you want to keep a number in devotion? So what is your answer to this? Should we keep a number or should we not keep a number? You can be more efficient. Very nicely, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu told. How many agree with this? We need to have a number, Baba. We can, otherwise, like for example, Boro Swami temple is there. You want to do something for Lord. You will plan, okay, this year I want to make a big, like a big mukut. I want to make golden mukut. Right? Now, if somebody comes in, ఎందుకంటే mukut gicket plan చేస్తారు? Just accumulate, just collect funds. Are, collect funds is okay, but how much to collect? I need to have some sort of a target in mind. And then when you have the target in mind, you will reverse engineer and will try to achieve that. So having a goal, Bhagavad Gita is not against having a goal. Bhagavad Gita is about getting too much attached to that goal. Then don't get too attached to that goal, but try to achieve that goal. Right? Educate your children, but don't get attached what they'll become. That much you can do, isn't it? Prabhuji takes them to, what is it, cricket. He is very sincere. Every morning he takes his elder son to cricket. You can take your son to cricket, but you can't guarantee he'll make a century every match. You can't. It's not in our hands, right? We can't guarantee what our children will become. The biggest Suntha is born in a greatest Pandita's house only. That is destiny, right? Why he is born in a great Pandita's house? Because the Pandita is a devotee of God, and Krishna wants to keep that Pandita on the ground. So he gave the biggest Suntha in his house, so that no ego will come to that Pandita. That my son has become Pandita. No, what is Suntha? Ilanti Sunta. I don't know how to put in English. Some words are very beautiful in Telugu only. Yeah. So like that, right? So don't get attached to the fruits, but have a vision on the fruit. It's not like you should act without any vision. You should have a target in life, but don't get attached to the target. We all understood now this verse? Hari Bol. So I'll read the purport now. Please focus on the words as I read it. The Supreme is a personality of Godhead for the devotees and liberation for an impersonalist. A person therefore acting for Krishna or in Krishna consciousness under proper guidance and without attachment to the result of the work is certainly making progress towards the supreme goal of life. Arjuna is told that he should fight in the battle of Kurukshetra for the interest of Krishna because Krishna wanted him to fight. To be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment. Please underline this particular part if you have a pen. To be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment. But to act on behalf of the Supreme is an act without attachment for the result. That is a perfect action of the highest degree recommended by the Supreme Person of Godhead, Shri Krishna. You can underline till here, till Shri Krishna. I'll read it again. It's a beautiful statement. We can meditate on this every day. And reading it again. To be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment. But to act on behalf of the Supreme is to act without attachment for the result. That is perfect action of the highest degree, recommended by the Supreme Person of Godhead, Shri Krishna. So, Prabhupada and Mataji's ulterior motive should not be there. Right? For example, in our earlier days, in our past generations, father would act like a father and he would even punish his son if he has done anything wrong. But these days, fathers are not acting like fathers. They are little scared to punish the sons. Why? Because son might leave the house. Or son may not respect me. Or my son may not carry good feelings towards me. Right? All those things these days we are thinking. But when the olden days, they never thought like that. If he has done anything wrong, punish him. That's it. He did his duty without any attachment. Without any attachment. That is a perfect gentleman. That's a perfect person who will do his duty without any attachment. He will not compromise just because he's his son. What is the difference between Detraster and Pandu? Pandu gave up his kingdom for a higher purpose. Detraster took somebody else's kingdom for his own purpose. Isn't it? Detraster did not punish Duryodhana even though he was doing everything wrong. Because he felt that he is my son. He was not doing his duty. And the result is whole Mahabharata war. Isn't it? Mahabharata can happen today also. If we don't correct our children, very simple. If we don't correct our children now, we are just creating Duryodanas and Detrasters in our house. Act without detachment also applies to our daily life. Daily life. See, once my son came and told me, I'm just giving an example. He's a good boy, but sometimes he also does cranky things. After all, he's my son. So he came and told me, my Telugu teacher is scolding me unnecessarily. What do you mean your Telugu teacher is scolding you unnecessarily? So no, not only me, she's scolding everybody. Because he wants me to act on it. He's trying to put pressure on me. Right? But I don't believe that any teacher would want to scold any child without a purpose. This fellow would have done something. But he's not telling me what he did. But I knew the principle. She was actually coming to satsang and she was chanting rounds also. Now she is, little, her health is not good and she's not able to come. Prerana school, right? Prerana World of School. Their owners used to be part of, we used to do satsang in the school, in a big hall. A lot of devotees to come and we used to do that. That's how we started in Gachibowli. So I told, I'll speak to Indra madam, I told. Immediately he's like, no, it's okay. No. Immediately he thought, oh, this fellow will go and speak to her and he'll know the truth. Whatever nonsense I did, it will come out. Right? See, a father, if a parent is not respecting a teacher, then how will the teacher teach your child? These days, a child complains a little, immediately parents will run and bounce upon the teacher. Of course, there are not very good teachers also. But we have to make them into better teachers by empowering them. We should go and tell the teacher, punish my child if it is needed, but make him a better human. Right values. That has to be done. But if that is not done, then you are creating a problem. That's what here Prabhupada is writing. A good man, to be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment. I am very nice to my children. I am very nice to my wife. That is not the criteria. Are you being a right person in the society? Is the question. Right? And we all, if we do that, if a mother instructs her daughter how to wear what dress, how to behave in front of elders, how to behave in front of society, how to be respectful, is it a good mother or a bad mother? And if a mother doesn't do that, is she a good mother or a bad mother? Bad mother, no doubt about it. If mother is not doing, who will do? Mother is not doing, who will do? Right? We are in a satsang family, so I speak some things very openly and clearly, so we all understand. Please don't mistake me. Even I am not a great father. I have my own challenges with my children, but we have to do what is needed, isn't it? See, when Mataji was coming, and her daughter was wearing like little clothes. I told Mataji, this is satsang. When you come to a satsang, adults, children, everybody should wear good clothes, meaning respectful clothes. And she's like, Prabhuji, bachchi hai. बेटा आज बच्ची है 5 साल में बच्ची नहीं रहेगी वो. Right? When you are wearing clothes from a young age, you should know what clothes to give. Because when she becomes 16 years, then you cannot tell, okay, bring the cloth down. She'll tell, what nonsense. All along I was wearing till here. Now why are you telling down? You will not understand that. When a plant is small, you can change the direction. But when a plant becomes a tree, you can't do anything. Same applies to even male children. Respecting father, respecting mother, respecting elders. We have to teach that from this age. When someone comes home, give water, make him sit down. Namaskaram. When a sadhu comes, pay dandavat pranam. Put your head on the floor. Have you seen Rameshwara sent that video? Did you like that video? Well, that is what is needed. Right? He is a multi-billionaire. And how did he fall? Like a danda. Danda. That's what we call dandavat pranam. Like a stick you fall on the ground in front of your guru. If he falls like that, then we will also fall like that. Right? Please repeat after me. Repeat. 3.20. I'm going to the verse number 3.21 and we'll stop. Because that is what I want to conclude. On that action that he did, today we're going to conclude that. Right? 3.20. Karmanyeva hi samsiddhim asthita janakadaya loka sangram evapi sampasyan kartum arhasi. Repeat after me. Such kings as Janaka attained perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people, in general, you should perform your work. So here he is giving example of Janaka. Who is Janaka? Father of Mother Sita, right? Mother Sita. He is among the Mahajans. There are certain Mahajans who are declared as Mahajans. They are a great people. It is mentioned in the scriptures. How many Mahajans? 11? 12 Mahajans. Who is a Mahajan? Mahajan is a person who understands God's plan. A lot of people can't understand God, but a Mahajan can understand God's plan also. Why is God doing what he's doing? Right? They are pure devotees. Mahajans are pure devotees. Who are these 12 Mahajans? Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Manu, Yamaraj, 4 Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, Amrish Maharaj, and even Janaka. They all fall into great Mahajans. Right? So here Lord Krishna is telling that Janaka, he performed his duty in all circumstances without any attachment, even though he is a pure devotee. So you also perform like that, Arjuna. He is giving an example to motivate Arjuna. Right? So here I am going to read the purport now. Please focus. Kings like Janaka were all self-realized souls. Consequently, they had no obligation to perform the prescribed duties in the Vedas. Nonetheless, they performed all prescribed duties just to set examples for the people in general. Now here, important thing again, he is not talking about ordinary people here right now, Krishna. In Karma Yoga, is talking about people who are Krishna conscious. On them is speaking. So here in purport, Prabhupada is talking about Janaka Maharaj. He doesn't have any duty. He is already Krishna conscious, but still is performing duty. So that is why he is explaining why is he performing the duty. Just as a matter of duty, he is performing without any attachment. Let's continue. Janaka was the father of Sita and father-in-law of Lord Sri Rama. Being a great devotee of the Lord, he was transcendentally situated, but because he was the king of Mithila, a subdivision of Bihar province in India, he had to teach his subjects how to perform the prescribed duties. Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal friend, had no need to fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But they fought to teach people in general that violence is also necessary in a situation where good arguments fail. Before the battle of Kurukshetra, every effort was made to avoid the war, even by the Supreme Person of Godhead. But the other party was determined to fight. For such a right cause, there is a necessity for fighting. Fighting is not bad. Fighting is not bad, but it should be done when it is needed. It should not be done for your personal gain. It should be done for a higher purpose. When a higher purpose is needed. You can't keep quiet there. Right? If you keep quiet, that is violence. If somebody is insulting a Mataji and you're standing there and just looking at it, is he performing violence or you're performing violence? Both of us are performing violence. You not performing violence when you're seeing violence is also violence. You are a doctor here. Somebody is getting a heart attack. You are sitting there and thinking, I'm not going to treat him. Don't ask me. I'm not responsible. Let him die. Is it violence or no? But the doctor is telling, but I didn't treat him. If I treat him, he dies. You come and ask me. I didn't treat him. Will you accept that argument? He being a doctor, his duty is to treat. He cannot sit there and say that, okay, today evening I'm not treating. If he dies, I'm not responsible. No. We were missing him in the satsang. Where is your helmet? Hare Krishna. What is the time? What is the time? 12:25. Okay. So, brothers and sisters, we have to perform our duty. We have to perform our duty as a matter of duty, without any attachment. And that is what Janaka Maharaj also did. That is what Arjuna also did. And if we don't perform the duty, then we are performing violence. Violence doesn't mean not fighting. Violence sometimes also means when you're supposed to fight, you're not fighting. That is also violence. Today, if our Bharatvarsha is being taken over by Islamists and Christians with a wrong purpose and we are not acting on it, that is also violence. That is also violence. You can't say that I'm secular soul sitting here, everything is same. You have to act. What are you supposed to act? Don't take a knife and go and run and kill people. That's not. Educate your society. Okay, forget about society. Educate your children. Forget about children. You get educated. At least that much you can do. Right? Get educated. Why am I proud to be a Hindu? Utta to jano re baba. Why? What is there in Bhagavad Gita? Learn it. That much you can do. Forget about helping others. They say in airport, in aeroplane, when the oxygen goes down, put your mask first. Right? So we are all putting our mask now. Already some masks are there. Then you can put mask to others also. Right? But first you have to put a mask. But not acting is not right. See, I am into spiritual field. I am into spiritual life. For me, spirituality is important. But will I go and post my vote? I will go and post my vote. When the election comes, I will go and post my vote. Just because I'm spiritual doesn't mean that, oh, we are not the body, we are the soul. Elections is for bodies. Aham Brahmasmi. No, that is nonsense. These bodies also have to be maintained. Soul needs a body to continue its journey. And it needs a conducive environment. And the environment is good, we can perform. Just imagine if they put a ban, some secular, fools are there even in the Myhome avatar. They'll put a message, no satsangs allowed in houses, if they say that. Will you all agree for that? What nonsense. My house, I will do satsang in my house. Who are you to tell me? No, we are a majority, we are making a vote. Then what will you have to do? Then you have to create your own vote bank. You have to create your own vote bank. That is called smart way of doing it. See, Krishna had a lot of trouble with Yudhishthira. Because this Yudhishthira will become sentimental, he'll just agree to anything Detraster says. Right? It was a big problem with Yudhishthira. Krishna used to tell Yudhishthira, you cannot do that. I know you are virtuous, but that fellow is a pervert. He is a person with bad motives. Beta. So you can't be a Yudhishthira in front of Shakuni. You can't be a Yudhishthira in front of Shakuni. You have to be a Bhima in front of Shakuni. Jada bolega, khatam. Right? I mean, you have to be what you're supposed to be. See what Krishna did, na? How did he get Drona killed? Huh? Ashwadhama, Gaya. He got him killed. Because it's needed. That time that is needed. He got it done. So Prabhupada and Mataji is following dharma doesn't mean following book as it is. Following dharma means achieving the result whichever means it is. Whichever means it is, you have to achieve the result. Result is important. The order of God is important. Whichever means you achieve it, that's okay. Of course you will achieve, you'll take the right means. But achieving the dharma is very important. Performing dharma is very important. Right? The entire Bhagavad Gita is speaking as dharma sansthapanarthe. You have to re-establish the dharma by performing everything that is needed, but without attachment. Without attachment, right? So please underline the last 3 lines here. Although, from there, although till the end, although one who is situated in Krishna consciousness may not have any interest in the world, he still works to teach the public how to live and how to act. Experienced persons in Krishna consciousness can act in such a way that others will follow. This is explained in the following verse. Right? So becoming Krishna conscious means what? We have to be a great example in the society. We have, first of all, we have to be a good example in our own house. Like Gandhiji told, be the change that you want to see outside. Right? First you have to be the change, then you can expect the change outside. So घर पे पहले जीतो, फिर बाहर जाके जीतो. But the biggest battle is where? Not in the house, in your own mind. First you have to conquer own mind. Then you can conquer in your house. Then you can conquer outside the house. But what normally what people know? First outside. Then ghar mein. Last mein mind. Right? I will not change. I want everybody else to change. Then I will think of changing. Isn't it? So that is the problem. So here a Krishna conscious devotee also is supposed to act. Now this is the next verse I want all of you to by heart next week. I'll call you and ask even if you don't come to satsang. Okay? Will you all do that? It's a very nice verse. Please repeat after me. 3.21. It's very easy to remember. 3.21. 3.21 but 3.21. Okay? Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Tat tad eva taro jana. Tat tad eva taro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute. Sayat pramanam kurute. Lokastad anuvartate. Lokastad anuvartate. Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Tat tad eva taro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute. Lokastad anuvartate. So can you repeat? We'll repeat after you. Line by line. No, the shloka. Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Tat tad eva taro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute. Lokastad anuvartate. Another Prabhuji? Anybody else? Want to repeat for me? We'll repeat after you. Right. Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Tat tad eva taro jana. Pramanam kurute. Sayat pramanam kurute. Lokastad anuvartate. Any Mataji? Any Mataji in the back? Can you? We'll repeat after you. Yeah. Yad yad. Yad yad acharati shreshthas. Tat tad eva taro jana. Sayat pramanam kurute. Lokastad anuvartate. Remember one thing. Shloka should not be read. Shloka should be sung. Then you can easily remember, easily spell also. Right? It should be sung. Yad yad achara. Like yad yad acharati. Then it's very difficult. But if you sing, Sanskrit becomes very simple. Right? Any other Mataji? Yan Mataji, you want to sing? 3-1. My God, Mataji is getting heart attack. Yeah, of course. You want to sing? Come on, try. Okay, we'll repeat. Let her do it, then you do, okay? Yes, Mataji.
Body. Boards.
Yad yad acharati shreshthas.
Full white hair. Like that's full white hair.
Tat tad eva taro janaha. Sayat pramanam kurute. lokastad anvartate. You want to sing? Yeah, go ahead. Yadyad acharati shreshthas tattad eva taro janah pramanam. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. See, some of the shloka words now, we are so fortunate to have taken birth in India. Even if I don't read, you all will know the meaning of this. Acharana, acharati. Matlab kya hai? Our actions, our inactions, isn't it? Shrestha, superior, something higher, Shrestha, best among the best, Shrestha, right? Okay. Jana means what? People. I'm just trying to select some words. Pramanam. Example, or you can say some resolution, right? Some resolution you've taken. Pramanam, resolution. Kurute, done. You have done. Lokas, lokam. Anuvartate, follow. They'll follow. Anuvartate. Right? So actually we are taking birth in India. All these words are easily spellable by us. Just imagine foreigners learning these verses, and they spend such a hard time learning it, and they actually are doing a better job than us now. Right? If you see in our society, sometimes that Sannyasi Maharaj who came, if he can literally recite chapters of Bhagavatam without even seeing them. Sanskrit he'll recite, and he'll tell the whole meaning. Every day he has a whole curriculum how to learn verses and all that. Like Gajendra Moksha prayers, he'll just recite like that. You know. So anyway, so what is the meaning of this verse? Why we want to by heart this verse? Translation. Repeat after me. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. How many agree with this? Huh? Very simple, na? Why I want all of you to by heart? Tomorrow in your office, if they're asking you to give a talk, I request you talk about this verse. Quote this verse. Say, I want to speak from Bhagavad Gita, and I want to speak the verse 3.21. Yadyad acharati shrestha tattat evataro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. Whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, in the company also, managers have to act like great managers. Because if they are great managers, then their subordinates will also become great managers one day. If a leader is performing something wrong, all the team behind him will also perform wrong. Isn't it? Today, what does the world need? It needs great leaders. And who are the leaders here? How many here are leaders? Lift your hand. Come on, you're all leaders. Don't you are leader for your children. Isn't it? We are all leaders for our children. We are all leaders for our, I'll not say wives, but right? But we are leaders in the house. We are supposed to be leaders. Doing the right thing without any attachment. So, country, somebody else will take it. Don't worry. First, we have to take care of our country. How much? 1800 square yards, at least we should, square feet we should lead. Right? Then we can go to floor. Then we can go to building. Then we can go to community. Then we can go to country.
Islam and Christian will take over the country.
Yes. They will not take over if you are taking care of your house. I can tell you that. Today, I mean, that's a different topic. I don't want to get into that. But I only want to say that we have to do our part. If we have a capacity, Prabhu, if we have a capacity of going and doing what is needed outside, you should do it. If you think God has given you that capacity.
Always, while we are hearing this, we are not going to outside. Of God, but we are not thinking either. We are always thinking about so always that my mind is not going that side. Because we are thinking that's all corrupted, so we are not thinking that.
No, we are. Now we are thinking.
But we are very good people, knowledge people. We are not always thinking why we are not doing this.
We are doing it now. Now we are doing. Now, first of all, we should have people with the knowledge. Na? We are creating the knowledge. Now, whoever will go will have that consciousness also. Like Sambit Patra, one of the example I'm giving. That fellow knows entire Bhagavad Gita. Now we have a person who knows Bhagavad Gita sitting there. I'm not a great fan of his. I'm giving an example. Our Prime Minister knows entire Bhagavad Gita today. Entire Bhagavad Gita he can read. He knows the meaning also. I'm not saying he's a great bhakta, but something he knows. So he values it. Right? Knowing Bhagavad Gita, becoming a Hindu doesn't mean we will torture Muslims and Christians. No. But we will not sit down and take torture also. And we'll always respect all religions. We'll always respect all religions, even though we are being conquered or not. But we will not go down silently. We will not do that. That is also not right. Yeah. Until now, in the name of secularism, we ruined the country. At least now, let us rise and really show what is being secular. Right? Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So we have to do everything correct as a leader in our house, at least first. Right? Like last time we did Jagannath Rath Yatra. We did something. A lot of people created hue and cry after that. Oh, this, or that. But are we going to stop this here? Are we going to do it or no? We will do it. Doesn't mean we revengefully do it. We will do it with more precaution. We'll also respectfully understand their concerns. We'll also implement whatever is needed, but we will not stop doing it. We will do it. Right? We will continue our satsangs, we'll continue our thing, even though people object. But we have to become strong as a society. We have to become strong. Right? When there is a need to fight, you can't keep silent you can't just keep yourself silent. So for example, one person is being shooted in the Telegram group. Literally being shooted for doing something nice. And everybody else like us is keeping quiet. That is also wrong. Also wrong. We should save the person when he's supposed to be saved, when he has done something right. Right? And we should also, there is a time to keep quiet, we should keep quiet. No problem. But when there is a need, there is a need. For example, tomorrow if there is temple committee, whatever elections, I should make sure that the right people are there. I can't sit here and complain if the wrong people are getting in. I think we have to make them our kind. Prabhu, we have to give love and then expect something good out of people. See, what I would do, after every satsang, I would take prasadam, go to their house and give it. Is there anything wrong? Nothing wrong. Right? Every time there is a festival, I'll personally go and invite them. Please come. Nothing wrong? Nothing wrong. Hearts will melt, Prabhuji. Stones melt when you perform things correctly. Because love has that power. Charlie Chaplin beautiful statement like that. He says, when there is love, why do you need power? Right? When you can respectfully treat people. Of course, there will be 2-3 culprits. Hiranyakashipus and Ravana still exist. They'll be there. But everybody is not like that. We should give them benefit of doubt. Everybody. If we simply start hating each other, then we are creating a problem for each other. Isn't it right? There is no need. Be nice. Do your part. Krishna will take care of everything. Right? The purport and we'll conclude today. I'm reading the purport. Please focus. People in general always require a leader by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya. or the ideal teacher.
Don't power.
Therefore,
Power.
a teacher must follow
Shut
the
down
principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures like Manu Samhita and similar others are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the leader's teaching should be based on principles of such shastras. One who desires to improve himself, but one who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees. That is the way of progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king or the executive head of a state, the father and the school teacher are all considered to be natural teachers, natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes. So we all have to learn. We all have to learn. We all have to inspire. Doing the right thing. Sometimes, some people tell me, Prabhuji, you conduct classes for children. I tell that I am conducting classes for their parents. That itself is a class for the children. Because the children are looking at their parents and they're saying, oh, my father and mother, every week they are dedicating time and listening to one Prabhuji who is teaching Bhagavad Gita. That impression is enough. That impression is enough that tomorrow if he gets married or she gets married and a satsang happens, they'll remember their parents, they'll go and sit there. You don't have to teach philosophy to your children. Don't teach philosophy because it's too early. They don't have to learn philosophy. They have to have the right impressions. They have to have the right memories. You all following what I'm saying? They will implement when the right time comes. They will go and learn when the right time comes. But at your side, what you have to do is my children is learning or not is your objective here. Children, one day when the time comes, they'll also learn. They'll also learn. But you're already giving them an impression that I have to dedicate some time in life for spiritual education also. That's enough. Like for example, what's your son's name? Abhinav. We were doing Bhagavad Gita reading, right? Like 3 weeks back, I think. During Kartika month, one of this program, we were doing Bhagavad Gita reading. And you remember it, Toji? He sat and he was reading Bhagavad Gita along with all of us. All the shlokas he was doing, one by one. You're not reading shlokas, we're reading translations. Difficult vocabulary also sometimes, when I struggle to read some of the vocabulary. He was nicely trying his best and reading. Did he understand? I don't want to know whether he understood or not, but understood one thing, that he'll become a devotee. Because he is looking at his father that he's also reading. He's looking at his mother also that she's also reading. He's looking at his sister also, I will also sit and read. First we'll be followers, then we will be implementers. Isn't it? First we'll follow, then we will implement when our time comes. The same way, our children have to be given positive environment without any force. But when there is a little force needed, the force is also needed. Like for example, if my son says, no, I'll not come to satsang, I'll tell, I'll also not take you to Marvel movie. Ante. Okay, I'll come to satsang. Okay, you come to satsang, I'll take you to Marvel. No problem. Some force is needed. I shouldn't say, my children will independently decide whatever they want to become. They'll become rascals. If you don't guide them, they'll become a burden on the society. You have to do your part. As parents, you have to push a little. But you don't have to drag them into that is also not needed. But you have to push, you have to give an incentive, you have to create that positive environment. Then they will automatically come. At least do the try, re Baba. So any questions? We'll take it and stop it here. Any questions anybody has, Prabhuji and Matajis? If I spoke anything harshly, incorrectly, please forgive me. I'm young to some of you, and definitely I'm less knowledgeable than many of you. I keep blabbering here. So Mataji is actually there is a nice reading club they have. My wife conducts a reading club. I have told that in the past also. So since some of you are working or not working, during lunch time, I think from 12 to, what is the time? 12 to 1. They have a reading club and they do it on the phone. Daily you can on the phone and keep it there and you keep doing your course. If you want to concentrately sit, you can sit down and listen. It's a nice way to daily finish books. If you do that 1 hour a day for 1 year, you will finish entire Bhagavatam. Like 2 years, you'll finish entire Bhagavatam. Or entire Bhagavad Gita you can finish in certain period of time. If you have the reading clubs, Every week what we do is we go as per a certain pattern, a certain speed. Don't expect that I'll finish Bhagavad Gita in the next 1 year, 1.5 years. It might take more also. Because my objective is not to finish. My objective is for you to understand. So I'll go slow. I'll make sure that you're understanding and also implementing while we are going a little forward. But you should have your own. Study plan where you are also finishing Bhagavad Gita parallelly. Like you can be in the 10th chapter, we might be in 3rd chapter also. That's okay. You might finish Bhagavad Gita. We are still in the 4th chapter. That is also okay. Because there's nothing like finishing Bhagavad Gita. Because Bhagavad Gita has to be read many, many times. And it has to be understood. And Krishna will give us the realizations also. One is Shastra Gyan, another is Chakshu Gyan. Where you can actually see the Shastra outside. Realized knowledge. So are you all okay so far? 3rd chapter, 21st verse. Where in Karma Yoga, it gets more and more not complicated but grave as we go forward, where Krishna moves from Sakama Karma to Nishkama Karma. There is a different types of Karma Yogas also. Prabhu, are you okay? Ramya Mataji? Okay, let's take some reflections. So, how is it going so far? So far, so good. Prashadam is okay. Prashadam is going to come now. Yeah. Raghavan Prabhu? Okay. Deepti Mataji? It's okay. I mean, don't think how much you have learned. Just understand that just being part of it, you'll automatically learn. Just by being close to a magnet, iron also gets magnet qualities. Just by being close, iron and magnet. Slowly, iron also will get magnet qualities. In the same way, we being close to Bhagavad Gita on a weekly basis will bring us that consciousness. It takes time. Of course, there has to be a little effort, but it will purify us. It will purify us and we'll become more happy. That's the idea. Anybody? No reflections? Everybody's hungry? Prashadam will come. I think we have to wait. They have gone to Narsingi to pick it up. And I wanted to request that, at least, okay, what about Amphitheater? Should we start? Huh? We should? From when we should? You only plan? Maybe another 2 weekends we'll wait. Because next weekend, Arvind Prabhu has called to his new place that he has started, close by here. I humbly request all of you to come. Just drive and come, 20 minutes away near Chilkur Balaji temple. Next week in your house. Yes. Shailendra Prabhu's house. Next week in Prabhuji's house. And the following week in their small ashram that they have built. Same satsang, we'll do the same thing there. And if anybody else wants to call to your house, please feel free. It's a good thing. Satsangs happening. House have a different environment. It's a different feeling. But in the house, that's like a public activity. I like more homely satsangs. I mean, that's my personal choice, but yeah. We'll also do an amphitheater. No, once we start there, we have to continue. Once we start there, then actually a lot of couples are not coming because it's home. Because of Corona and, they have good reasons also. Yeah, because it's, yeah. So we will start there. And Prashadam, when it is happening in home, my request is, we should do potluck. That way what will happen is, we all will put an effort to make something for Krishna and devotees. That's what we do, in our existing batch that we do in Gachibowli. Like today evening, every Sunday evening, we have our old satsang batch. Everybody prepares something. Not everybody prepares, then we'll have 50 varieties. No, that's not the point. So every week, I think there is a Prashadam planning group, and they plan and say, okay, one Mata you'll bring rice, one Mata you'll bring dal, one Mata you'll bring papad, one Mata you'll bring something, and all of them will make it without tasting, and in utensils which are not used for obviously non-vegetarian, obviously no onion garlic, and then we bring it here, we offer it to Krishna, and then Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, we offer it to Krishna, and then we serve to everybody. That's more. Now, what is happening actually is because we started in amphitheater and we had a crowd of more than 100, it's difficult to make. I mean, not all of you are used to cooking for 100 people, right? So then I had to introduce this devotee who can cook for us at a less cost, only grocery plus certain amount, and we can transport it here and serve. But home satsangs, we don't need the devotees cooking. For 50, 60 people, we can easily make it ourselves. Anyway, let us see when we want to start. I'm just worried about the climate also a little. January is going to be a little cold. Huh? Not much, right? Okay. So, yeah. So then what we can do, let's pick it a date now then, if we are so clear about it. So then December, right now we are where? 12th. So 19th in Mataji's house, Shailendra Prabhu's house, and 26th there. And second most probably, we might have satsang in VSK, Vaishno Seva Kunj, just first day of the year. So worship the cows and have a different name satsang. I think from next month, 9th onwards, we can start the amphitheater. Jan 9th, right? I don't see any permissions, anything needed. We already did it and just go sit there and start, right? We already took the permissions then. I will have to circulate and ask if anybody else wants to come. Just create a poster and send it out. And I'm sure our group itself will be more than 100. Right? Another 30, 40 devotees are waiting actually whenever it will start. And we're already almost 50 here. So a few more here and there, we'll easily touch 100. Only thing is Prashadam again. Yeah. Any questions, thoughts? Speak up. I'm the only one speaking. So far, so good. Hare Krishna. Nobody speaking anything yet.
I can comment a little bit on the last word.
Yes.
Just thought I think since we had so Prabhuji, I run a seed business, as you know, and one of the toughest things for me for my own personal challenge is what you said, right? Do we plan or not? Do we have a goal or not? Of course, as a business, we have goals. But when we are imposing those goals on the team, the managers, it gets tough for me because I'm reading Bhagavad Gita and then I try to say what is right, what is wrong. Am I being too harsh with the team? But what I realized is without a goal, we cannot plan. And that's why I was readily answering when you asked. Without a goal, you cannot plan. The team won't know which direction to go. Like if I have Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, only these 3 states, if I talk, I say, okay, total in central zone, I need to do this much sale, then I can divide it. But if I don't have that target, then it becomes very difficult for me also to give them guidance. So that was the justification I was able to come to, saying, yes, we need the goals. We need to pressure them. Because some of them are looking towards the senior members, the influencers, as I call, to be able to take the guidance and run with that plan. Because not everybody is able to see the vision and say, okay, this target makes sense, right? So, and the last part is without the attachment. That is the toughest thing. Once we say, okay, the goals are needed, we set it, we say it in the meetings. Now, how do I personally, and then also teach my managers saying, I have to be careful saying, okay, don't hit the goal, no problem, I can't say that. But I have to prepare my mind saying, if we don't hit the goal, it's fine, but we have put entire 110% effort we put towards it, and still it didn't happen for some other reason. And agriculture, weather is big concern, right? If it doesn't happen because of that, I can't hold them responsible for it, and that's okay. So that is where I think I've tried to balance. This knowledge does help me, because earlier I worked in US for 10 years, and the kind of rigor they have on financial goals, and if you don't do it, then you're pretty much fired, that kind of a situation, or a fear based. I'm trying to get away from that, but still be a good achieving team. So a balance, Kelly, I think this philosophy helps a lot. So I'm sure everybody in their businesses or jobs, they face similar situations. And then when you say what Arjuna is having a confusion, I'm sure we all have. Can we not worry about the result, but still worry that we have to set the goal? So that was my experience. I just wanted to share. Prabhuji.
Thank you for sharing. While they keep the prasadam there, it's very important to have a goal. I would like to quote one more verse in the same lines. Hare Krishna. Today it's not career, it's a hot pot. Yeah. Repeat after me. Vyavasayatmika buddhir. Vyavasayatmika buddhir. Ekah kurunandana. Ekah kurunandana. Bahushaka anantascha. Bahushaka anantascha. Abuddhir avyavasayinam. Abuddhir avyavasayinam. So Lord Krishna tells this as a follow-up to that thing that we're discussing. Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter that we need to be determined and our goal should be one. It should not be multi-goals. As a leader, one is to being a leader and second is setting one goal, not 10 goals. If we set 10 goals, then we don't go in any direction properly. Bahu Shaka. Shaka means branches. Bahu means many. If there are many branches or many goals within the team, then we'll not achieve anything properly. So he's telling Arjuna, keep your goal centric clearly on one thing. Vyavasa yatmika buddhir ekaho kuranandana. It should be like single pointed. Bullseye. They call it bullseye, right? It should be like bullseye. And that is what should be communicated. That is what we all should aim for. So that nobody has any other goal. Everybody is very focused on that one goal. Spiritual life is also like that. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Bhagavan. My goal is very clear. And I will be respectful to all devatas, all great devotees, acharyas, everybody will help me reach there. But if I forget that and I say Monday is Hanumanji, Tuesday is somebody, Wednesday is Khatam, it's gone. Bahushaka Anantascha. I will not achieve anything in spirituality. Spirituality means we should be very focused. Same thing also applies to material life. We should be very focused on that goal. And goal has to be there. Without goal, we will not achieve anything. That is pakka. If we go without goal, then Bahushaka. For example, here some of us like Kirtan, some of us like philosophy, some of us like prasadam, some of us like, just a peaceful day, like just want peace, shanti, shanti, shanti. So all kinds of people are sitting here. But ultimately, Bhagavad Gita has to be taught. That goal has to be very clear. If some devotee comes, Prabhuji will only do Kirtan today. Okay, Baba. Kirtan is nice, but this is not an entertainment company. This is not a musical chair, isn't it? Ultimately, Kirtan we are doing to finally create our consciousness correct so that we can read Bhagavad Gita. Kirtan helps in tuning your mind towards philosophy, right? Like that. So we should be single pointed, we should be goal oriented, and we should not be Bahushaka Anantascha. We should not be going in 10 directions, then we'll not achieve anything. Prasadam should be tasty. Prasadam should be hot. Prasadam should be nice. But that's not the reason why I'm coming to here. Of course, initial days, yes. But that should not be the only motive. Because what will happen one day, prasadam will not be good. You will leave that day. Hare Krishna. So who is singing Narsinga Arati today? Any children will sing? Huh? What's your name? What's your name? You want to sing? Yes, come. Anvita wants to sing. Oh, today we'll give opportunity to somebody else. Huh? Chalo. Children sing Narsinga Arati nicely. I'll keep it open here. నేను తెరిచి పెడుతున్నాను కదా. మన ఇద్దరం కలిసి పాడదాం దా అన్విత. She is ready. Yes. Next week you will sing Narsinga Arati? Yes, yes.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Tahini. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Shiladanga Nakalale.
Lilananda.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Tava Karakamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Narsimhadev, Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev, Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Jai Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Very nice. विघ्ननाश नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि बोल, ऑल असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज की, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So we all get married. There are many purposes for getting married. Some get married for having children. Some get married for having a partner. Some get married because they want to be married. But some also get married. The highest purpose of marriage is to come together and serve Krishna. That is the highest purpose. That is what we have actually told and promised in front of the fire yajna. But we don't know. The mantras that were being chanted, the purpose of marriage is to help us, get closer to Krishna, each other. So today is the marriage day of Yogeshwar Prabhu and Deepti Mataji. Tomorrow, we'll celebrate today. I'm so sorry, I thought of actually bringing a cake and all that, but completely, I was busy yesterday. Please forgive me, brother. We normally celebrate. In our satsang, we always celebrate anniversaries and birthdays. And we also had a birthday of Suryanarayan Prabhu in our group. And anybody else I'm missing last week? Any birthday boys and birthday girls? Actually, we should have the database and celebrate. It's very important. Why? Because it's not a social gathering. It's a satsang. And in satsang, we pray for each other. And praying for each other is a core reason why we come together. So let's all together. Huh? Star birthday today. Abhinav Prabhu's birthday. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra by lifting our hands for the future happiness and spiritual progress of Yogeshwar Prabhu and Deepti Mataji in married life, and also Abhinav Prabhu in his spiritual life and his studies also. Right? So let us do that by lifting our hands, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll sing birthday song for Abhinav. I don't know the song for anniversary. Okay, let us all sing. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Hare Krishna to you. Next. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Hare Rama to you. Now little very spiritual. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. May you never take birth again. Hare Krishna to you. Now a pure devotees mantra will chant. You all know that. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha dubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. In the Mangala Charan where it comes. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya. It means all the devotees' blessings are needed for our spiritual progress. And devotees are the most merciful. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We are yet to make a song for anniversary. I can't say, may you never marry again. Hare Krishna. We'll have Prashadam now? Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll sing the Prashadam prayers. Please repeat after me. Mahaprashade Govinde, Nama Brahmane Vaishnave, स्वल्प पुण्य व्रतन राजन विश्वासो नैव जायते शारीरा विद्याजाल जेडेन्द्रिया त्राहि काल जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जीव हैती लोभमाय सुदुर्मति ताके जेटा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बाड़ा दायमाय कोरी वारे जीव हजाय सह प्रसाद न दिलो भाई श्रेयन्नामृत पाओ श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमेडा को चेतन निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री 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 राधा गोपी वल्लभ जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माय निताय गौरंग लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी भूवर स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद प्रसादम की जय हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा टू ऑल डिवोटीज ऑनलाइन हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा थैंक यू फॉर जॉइनिंग Am I audible to you online? Yes, Padma Mataji is there. Hare Krishna. So we are having Prashadam Mataji. We are leaving the meeting now. Hare Krishna.